A TSBVI outreach tutorial. The Orion TI-36X Talking Scientific Calculator, Part 3, Basic Arithmetic, presented by Susan Osterhaus, a Texas school for the blind and visually impaired outreach math consultant.
Okay, we're going to assume now that we have the calculator all charged and everything's ready to go, and we're going to turn it on, and there is a button right here in the upper right hand corner that even in print says on, so we're going to go ahead and press that.
Power on.
And I think I'm going to just keep pressing that until I get it the volume that I want, so I'm going to start using that volume.
All clear. All clear.
Ooh, that's way too low. I can't hear anything, so I'm going to go back.
All clear. All clear. All clear.
Okay, that's
All
about as
clear.
loud as it's going to get. And again, when you're in the regular classroom, you're going to want to have your earphone on or your headphones on because you don't want everyone hearing your wonderful right answers. But for your purposes, so you know what's going on, I'm going to have it at that higher volume. Okay, so we've got it on, and now we're going to start out with a relatively simple problem. And this is how I would start with the students, is let them learn the number pad, which is located where you see these black keys. And that's where a lot of our folks these days, blind or not, learn a number pad. So I don't see any problem with that for anyone to learn the number pad pretty quickly. And so we're going to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, the very first row of those black keys is the 0, a decimal point, and plus or minus. So those are also nice handy things to have. To your right, the last column, last row, that bottom right hand corner, that's your equal sign.
Equals 0.
And then you've got your plus.
Minus. Multiply. Divided by.
And so you've got those near at hand. And then again, as I said, just have the students play with and listen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So they're learning the
0.
keys.
Point. Minus. Plus.
That's that plus minus key. Okay, so we're going to say that they have learned that. They've been playing with that. And believe me, you won't have to tell them, play with this for a while. They will be, as soon as you hand it to them, they'll be playing with it and checking it out. So we're going to start with a simple addition problem. 123. Oops. I think what's happened is, I don't know if you can see, but my display is all filled up. I wasn't in learning mode, so it thought I wanted to really compute.
All clear.
So I have to clear that out before I really start. Okay, and so now I'm going to go for that 123.
1, 2, 3, plus.
And I'm going to add to that just 4, 5, 6, 456.
4, 5, 6.
And press the equal sign.
Equals 5, 7, 9.
And if you will look at the display, if we can get in to look at that display, you can see that it says 579. I like having a visual display, whether the student can see it or not. The teacher, the peer who has vision, or a parent can look at the display, and that way, even if the student, let's say, has the earphone or the headphones on, they can just kind of nonchalantly look over the shoulder and see if they are coming up with the correct answer. Sometimes also the teacher can just come by and tap the student and say, yes, you've got the right answer, and keep going and not disturb the rest of the class. So after that problem, since we got it right, we're going to clear that off.
All clear.
And now we're going to use some other keys on here, which are the parentheses. Again, let's pretend, though, you don't know where the parentheses are. You're brand new to this calculator. What you can do is go to the right. Remember that top button. We're going to just tap it once.
Enter learning mode.
And now we're going to find those parentheses. And I think I know what these keys are, and I'm going to start just above those black keys and see if I can find them.
Exponent.
No.
Open parentheses.
Ah,
Close parentheses.
there we go, the two I need.
Open parentheses. Close parentheses.
Okay, now be sure that I exit. I want to be sure that I exit, so I'm coming back over here.
Exit learning mode.
Okay, and by the way, normally I would have probably held on to exactly where I was, but I do remember that where they were located, that the open parentheses is right above my 8 and the closed parentheses right above my 9. So I'm going to go ahead and put the following problem in, which is open parentheses.
Open parentheses.
Then I'm going to put 9 minus 5.
9 minus 5.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses. 4.
And it actually tells you that in kind of in between answer. And then I'm going to do times.
multiply,
and I'm going to put some other numbers in parentheses. So open parentheses,
open parentheses,
3 minus 6,
3 minus 6,
close parentheses.
close parentheses, minus 3,
And again, it goes ahead and gives me that, that little information, what is inside those parentheses. And then finally, I'm going to press the equal sign.
equals, minus 1, 2,
So the answer is minus 1, 2, or negative 12. So they have just done that problem and they have that answer. They could go ahead and write that down. And again, of course, you would be needing to have your braille writer, your note taker, or your abacus, however you are recording that answer. I'm going to go ahead and clear.
all clear,
And now I'm going to go ahead and do a problem, and I'm going to pretend that I made an error right in the middle. So I want you to follow this carefully. I'm going to go ahead and enter 7,341,
7, 3, 4, 1,
and then I'm going to subtract,
minus,
and I'm going to go ahead and enter 3,698.
3, 6, 9, 8,
But I'm going to say that my fingers kind of transposed. That I didn't mean to put 3,698. I really wanted 3,689. Now, a lot of students would immediately clear, and start all over again. No, we're going to find this button that's, if you go all the way down to the bottom row, the leftmost column or the first column, so we are now at the most left and bottom key there is. We're going to press that once.
backspace, 3, 6, 9,
It's telling us that it erased one of those numbers, and now it says 369. But remember, we want 3689, so we're going to hit it one more time.
backspace, 3, 6,
Okay, now those numbers we're fine with. Now we want to go ahead and put that 8,
8, 9,
and we have the correct ones, and then we just go ahead and do equals.
equals, 3, 6, 5, 2,
So again, this is another key. We've got the number pad. We've gotten that learned. We now have that kind of memorized or learned. Very important. We've got our basic operations along the side. We have our parentheses, and now we've learned about this backspace key, which most of the computers have that on them, and students absolutely love this key. One of the most important ones. So I do want to point that one out to you. And we're finished with that problem. So we're going to go ahead and clear.
all clear,
This video continues in the TSBVI Outreach Tutorial Series, Orion Calculator. Look for other videos by Susan Osterhaus on Math for the Blind and Visually Impaired. A TSBVI Outreach Distance Learning production. Executive Producers, William Daugherty, Superintendent. Cyril Miller, Outreach Director. Outreach Producers, Susan Osterhaus, Math Consultant. Mike Bicknell, Media Specialist. Texas School for the Blind and Visually Impaired Outreach Programs. 1100 West 45th Street, Austin, Texas 78756, USA. Telephone, 512-454-8631. Website, www.tsbvi.edu. Video copyright TSBVI 2010. All rights reserved.